She never planned to fall in love with a broken man and his daughter. But standing there in the rain, watching him struggle with grocery bags while his little girl clutched her teddy bear under a too small umbrella, something inside Olivia shattered. That moment would change 3 lives forever. If this story touches your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more content that reminds us all that second chances come when we least expect them. Marcus Ellis hadn't felt a woman's touch in 4 years. Not since Sarah died giving birth to their daughter, Lily. The hospital room had transformed from a place of anticipated joy to one of devastating loss in mere minutes. One moment, he was holding Sarah's hand, encouraging her through contractions. The next, alarms blared as her blood pressure plummeted. The doctors rushed him out, and when they finally allowed him back in, he was handed a tiny, wailing bundle while being told his wife hadn't survived. The first year passed in a blur of sleepless nights, formula measurements, and diaper changes. Marcus moved through life like a ghost, functioning solely for his daughter's sake. His mother helped when she could, but her own health was failing. Friends gradually stopped calling when he repeatedly declined invitations. His world narrowed to his graphic design work, which he could thankfully do from home, and Lily. By Lily's 4th birthday, Marcus had established a routine. Wake up, make breakfast, work while Lily played nearby, prepare lunch, more work, dinner, bath time, bedtime story, collapse into exhausted sleep, repeat. He rarely looked in mirrors anymore. At 34, his once athletic frame had grown leaner, his dark hair longer than he used to wear it, perpetual shadows beneath his brown eyes. The wedding ring remained on his finger, a tether to a past he couldn't release. Olivia Chen had built her life around strength. At 29, she'd already overcome more obstacles than most people face in a lifetime. Abandoned by her mother at 8, raised by a father who worked 3 jobs to keep them afloat, she'd fought her way through college on scholarships and part-time jobs. Now she owned a small but successful physical therapy practice specializing in pediatric cases. Her clients adored her for her gentle touch and unwavering patience. Despite her professional success, Olivia's personal life remained carefully guarded. A serious relationship in college had ended painfully when her boyfriend couldn't handle her demanding schedule and single-minded determination. Since then, she'd dated casually but never allowed anyone close enough to hurt her. Her father's recent cancer diagnosis had only reinforced her belief that attachments led to pain. The day Olivia and Marcus first crossed paths was unremarkable in every way except for the torrential downpour that had been battering the city since dawn. Olivia had just finished grocery shopping and was loading bags into her car when she noticed a man struggling across the parking lot. He juggled several grocery bags while trying to hold an umbrella over a small child. The umbrella tilted, sending a cascade of water onto the little girl, who began to cry. Without thinking, Olivia grabbed her own larger umbrella and hurried over. "Here, let me help," she said, holding her umbrella over both the man and child. Marcus looked up, startled by the sudden reprieve from the rain. His eyes met Olivia's, and for a moment, neither spoke. Lily's sniffles broke the silence. "Thank you," Marcus said, his voice rough from disuse. "We're just heading to that blue sedan over there." "I'll walk with you," Olivia offered, falling into step beside them. As they reached the car, Marcus fumbled with his keys, nearly dropping a grocery bag in the process. Olivia smoothly took it from him, their fingers brushing momentarily. The contact, brief as it was, sent an unexpected warmth through her. "I'm Olivia," she said as Marcus unlocked the car. "Marcus. And this is Lily," he replied, nodding toward his daughter who was studying Olivia with curious eyes. "Your umbrella is pretty," Lily said, pointing to Olivia's large, rainbow-patterned shelter. Olivia smiled. "Thank you. I like colorful things." "Me too," Lily exclaimed, her earlier tears forgotten. "Daddy only gets black things." Marcus looked embarrassed as he loaded the groceries into the trunk. "Function over form, I guess. Nothing wrong with adding a little color to life," Olivia said, helping him with the last bag. As Marcus secured Lily in her car seat, Olivia stood by, still holding the umbrella over them. When he finished, he turned to her, rain dripping from his hair despite her efforts. Thanks again. Not many people would stop to help strangers these days. Something in his tone, a resignation, a loneliness, resonated with Olivia. Before she could reconsider, she pulled a business card from her pocket. I run a physical therapy practice nearby. If you or Lily ever need anything. She trailed off, suddenly feeling foolish. Marcus took the card, glancing at it briefly before tucking it into his pocket. That's kind of you. They parted ways, and Olivia watched as the blue sedan pulled out of the parking lot. She expected never to see them again. 2 weeks later, Olivia was reviewing patient files when her receptionist buzzed her. There's a walk-in. A man with a little girl. Says his daughter's pediatrician referred them. Curious, Olivia stepped into the waiting room and found Marcus sitting awkwardly on one of the colorful chairs, Lily beside him clutching her teddy bear. Mr. Ellis? Olivia said, professional mask firmly in place despite her surprise. Marcus stood, recognition dawning. Oh, it's you. I didn't realize. The doctor gave us your name, but I didn't connect it. What brings you in today? Olivia asked, leading them to her consultation room. Marcus explained that Lily had been complaining of pain in her right leg. The doctor thinks it might be related to her slightly turned-in foot. He suggested physical therapy might help before considering other interventions. Olivia nodded, turning her attention to Lily. Would it be okay if I look at your leg, Lily? I promise to be gentle. The little girl nodded solemnly, watching with wide eyes as Olivia knelt before her. With practiced hands, Olivia examined Lily's leg and foot, asking her to walk across the room and performing several simple tests. Good news, Olivia said finally. This is fairly common in children Lily's age. With some targeted exercises and perhaps some special inserts for her shoes, we should see improvement within a few months. Relief washed over Marcus's face. That's great. When can we start? We could do twice-weekly sessions, Olivia suggested. I have openings on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. We'll take them, Marcus said without hesitation. And so began a new routine. Twice a week, Marcus would bring Lily to Olivia's practice. While initially he sat in the waiting room during sessions, Olivia soon invited him to join them, teaching him how to help Lily with her exercises at home. Gradually, Marcus began to open up. Olivia learned about his work as a graphic designer, how he'd converted part of his home into a studio so he could care for Lily. In turn, she shared stories about building her practice from scratch, the challenges of being a young female business owner. What neither discussed was their personal lives beyond work and Lily. Olivia never mentioned her father's illness. Marcus never spoke of Sarah. Yet something was building between them, a comfortable understanding, a shared appreciation for the other's strength. 3 months into Lily's treatment, the little girl made a request that caught both adults off guard. Can Olivia come to my birthday party? She asked her father as they were leaving a session. Marcus froze, clearly unprepared. Lily, Ms. Chen is very busy. I'd love to come, Olivia interrupted, surprising herself. When is it? Next Saturday, Lily said excitedly. I'm going to be 5. Daddy's making a princess cake. Marcus looked both embarrassed and grateful. It's just a small thing at our house. My mother will be there, and a couple of Lily's friends from preschool. Sounds perfect, Olivia said. Should I bring anything? Just yourself, Marcus replied, a smile softening his features. The following Saturday, Olivia found herself standing on the porch of a modest bungalow, clutching a wrapped gift and feeling inexplicably nervous. The door opened before she could knock, revealing Lily in a sparkly purple dress. You came, the little girl exclaimed, grabbing Olivia's hand and pulling her inside. The house was small but warm, filled with children's laughter and the smell of baking. Colorful streamers hung from the ceiling, and a table in the corner held a lopsided but charming cake decorated to resemble a castle. "You must be Olivia," said an older woman, approaching with a smile. "I'm Eleanor, Marcus's mother. I've heard so much about you." Before Olivia could respond, Marcus appeared from the kitchen, wearing an apron and looking flustered. "Olivia, hi," he said, wiping his hands on the apron. "Sorry, I'm trying to finish the food before the other kids arrive." "Need help?" Olivia offered. Marcus's grateful smile was answer enough. Soon they were working side by side in the kitchen, preparing finger sandwiches and arranging fruit on platters. Their movements fell into an easy rhythm, as if they'd done this together countless times. "You're good at this," Marcus commented as Olivia artfully arranged strawberries into a flower pattern. "My dad taught me. He always said food should please the eye as well as the stomach." "Your dad sounds wise." Olivia's hands stilled momentarily. "He is. He's sick now. Cancer." The word hung between them, heavy with meaning. Marcus set down the knife he was using and turned to face her fully. "I'm sorry," he said simply, but the depth of understanding in his eyes spoke volumes. "It's okay," Olivia replied, returning to her task. "We're fighting it together." The moment was interrupted by the doorbell announcing the arrival of Lily's friends. The party whirled into motion, games, presents, cake, the controlled chaos of 5-year-olds hopped up on sugar. Through it all, Olivia found herself watching Marcus, seeing how he transformed around the children, his reserved demeanor giving way to playfulness. As the party wound down and parents collected their children, Olivia helped with cleanup. Eleanor had retired to the guest room for a rest, leaving the three of them alone. "Can Olivia see my room, Daddy?" Lily asked, bouncing on her toes despite the long day. "If she wants to," Marcus replied, glancing at Olivia. "Lead the way, birthday girl," Olivia said, following Lily down the hallway. The little girl's room was a surprise, not the pink princess domain Olivia had expected, but a space filled with books, a small desk covered in drawings, and walls painted a soft blue with stars on the ceiling. "Daddy painted the stars," Lily explained proudly. "They glow at night." "It's beautiful," Olivia said sincerely. "This is my mommy," Lily said suddenly, picking up a framed photograph from her nightstand. Olivia took the offered frame, studying the image of a smiling woman with Lily's same golden brown hair and bright eyes. "She's in heaven," Lily continued matter-of-factly. "Daddy says she watches over me from the stars." "That's a lovely thought," Olivia said, her throat tight. "Lily," Marcus's voice came from the doorway, gentle but firm. "Time for your bath." As Lily skipped off to the bathroom, Marcus lingered, his eyes on the photograph still in Olivia's hands. "Her name was Sarah," he said quietly. "She died during childbirth. Amniotic fluid embolism. It was sudden." Olivia carefully returned the photograph to its place. "She was beautiful. Lily looks like her." Marcus nodded, his gaze distant. "Sometimes it hurts to look at Lily because of it. Then I feel guilty for feeling that way." The confession hung in the air between them, raw and honest. Olivia stepped closer, placing her hand on his arm. "You're doing an amazing job with her, Marcus. Anyone can see that." His eyes met hers, vulnerable in a way she hadn't seen before. For a moment, Olivia thought he might say more, but Lily's voice called from the bathroom, breaking the spell. "I should go," Olivia said, stepping back. "Thank you for including me today." "Thank you for coming," Marcus replied. It meant a lot to Lily. And to me. At the front door, Olivia turned to say goodbye, only to find Lily rushing toward her, still wrapped in a towel, hair dripping. "You forgot your goodbye hug," the little girl exclaimed, throwing her arms around Olivia's waist. Laughing, Olivia returned the hug, meeting Marcus's amused gaze over Lily's head. Something shifted in that moment, a boundary crossed, a door opened. The following weeks brought changes to their routine. Lily's therapy sessions continued, but now they were often followed by dinner invitations or weekend outings to the park. Olivia found herself increasingly integrated into their lives, helping Lily with homework, bringing soup when Marcus caught a cold, staying late to watch movies after Lily went to bed. They never labeled what was happening between them. Neither seemed ready to acknowledge the growing attachment, the way their hands would occasionally brush, lingering longer each time, or how their conversation stretched into the night, covering everything from childhood memories to future dreams. Then came the night that changed everything. Olivia had been at the hospital with her father, who'd had a particularly difficult round of chemotherapy. Exhausted and emotionally drained, she'd turned off her phone during the long hours at his bedside. When she finally checked it at midnight, she found 7 missed calls from Marcus and a series of increasingly worried texts. Without hesitation, she called him back. "Olivia?" His voice was tight with concern. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," she assured him. "I was at the hospital with my dad." "What's wrong?" "Lily's sick. High fever, complaining about her leg hurting. The same one we've been treating. I didn't know if it could be related." "I'll be right over," Olivia said, already grabbing her keys. 20 minutes later, she was examining a feverish Lily, whose right leg was now swollen and hot to the touch. One look at the symptoms and Olivia knew this was beyond her expertise. "Marcus, we need to get her to the emergency room. This could be an infection." The next hours passed in a blur of hospital corridors, medical terms, and mounting fear. The diagnosis came near dawn: osteomyelitis, a bone infection that had likely developed from a small cut on Lily's foot. The doctor assured them they'd caught it early enough to treat effectively with antibiotics, but Lily would need to stay hospitalized for several days. Marcus hadn't left Lily's side, his face gray with exhaustion and worry. When the little girl finally fell asleep, sedated by medication, Olivia convinced him to step out for coffee. In the quiet of the hospital cafeteria, Marcus stared into his untouched cup. "I can't lose her," he whispered. "I can't go through that again." Without thinking, Olivia reached across the table and took his hand. "You won't lose her. She's getting the best care, and she's strong, just like her father." Marcus looked up, his eyes red-rimmed. "I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there tonight. These past months, having you in our lives. Lily adores you." "Just Lily?" Olivia asked softly, surprising herself with her boldness. Marcus's hand tightened around hers. "No," he admitted. "Not just Lily." They returned to Lily's room, a new understanding between them, unspoken but profound. For the next 3 days, they took shifts at Lily's bedside, Olivia rearranging her schedule to be there as much as possible. When Lily was finally released with a prescription for oral antibiotics and instructions for home care, the 3 of them left the hospital together. At Marcus's house, Olivia helped settle Lily in her bed, reading stories until the little girl drifted off to sleep. When she emerged from the bedroom, she found Marcus in the living room, staring at Sarah's photograph on the mantel. "I should go," Olivia said quietly. "You both need rest." Marcus turned, conflict evident in his expression. "I don't know how to do this," he admitted. "I never expected to feel this way about anyone again." Olivia stepped closer. "I'm not asking you to forget her, Marcus. I know. That's part of why." He trailed off, struggling for words. "You've never tried to replace her in Lily's life. You've created your own place. And in your life? Olive."